Finally back at the desk, Jay. It's been a long summer.
I know, it's first time on the show this week. Just missed it.
I know, it's been a very long summer, but we're back on the air, and we also have some weather to talk about. Last night, a huge thunderstorm ran through the region, giving a great lightning show. Did you catch that, Jay?
Yes, I caught all of it. I saw some great lightning last night. I went outside the window. I'm like, let me go back inside. That was pretty.
You know, I was driving a friend to his car. He came over to basically print off a sheet of paper from my house. He needed to print something off. And he parked all the way down. I actually had to give him a ride because there was just so much lightning. I didn't feel safe with him having an umbrella out there.
Yeah, I don't feel anyone safe having an umbrella out there. It was really pouring down out there. So
it's been a very wet and hot summer, and unfortunately that trend's going to continue. Plus, we also have a hurricane to talk about over in the Pacific. We have all that coming up in just a few seconds. But Jay, you're going to be telling us a little more about what's happening locally later on, right?
Yes, I will. With the overview going out right now, we're going to see a lot more rain showers coming to the area a little bit more than we saw. Like last night, we saw a lot of rain, but that won't be lasting too much longer. We're starting to see a lot more showers. Just really move out the area. So again, a lot more showers. So we'll be moving out the area for Tallahassee. You are seeing a couple more showers just scattered all across the southeast for right now. That won't be lasting too much longer. That will make its way out tonight and going into tomorrow. For your overnight planner, if you have any plans for tonight, we got it just for you. At 9 o'clock, showers will be ending. It'll be 82 degrees. Clouds will be clearing out by midnight and it'll be cooling down just a bit. And at 5 a.m., if you're going out to work or going out for a jog, 74 degrees. We'll see some patchy fog outside, so make sure you stay aware for all the fog that's going to be out for in the morning. For the weather headlines, it's going to be a warmer Friday, so make sure you have the shorts and short sleeve shirts. You will be needing it for much of the Friday. Scattered showers will be on for game day. Sorry, showers will still be around, still be lurking its way in Tallahassee on Saturday. And we still have a drought rapidly growing. Even though we're starting to see a lot more showers in the area, it's still quite hot for most of Tallahassee and most of the Panhandle nonetheless. But we're going to take it back over to Zach with more about what's happening on the stories across the nation right now.
Actually, Jay, we're going to talk about how it's much cooler across the nation. July was one of the driest months here for us in Tallahassee, but it's also been pretty cool and near Atlanta, New York, it looks like.
Yeah, but for the next couple of days, we're gonna see a lot more cooling air start making its way from the north going into the south. So a lot more cooler air will be coming in. We're starting a lot more 80s, some more like fall-like conditions.
Oh yeah, and in fact, that's all thanks to a cold front that isn't actually in the mainland of the U.S. yet. If you look at a weather map, this cold front is actually just now beginning to shape up across Alaska. So that gives you an idea of how big this cold front is, that these computer models that we use to forecast the weather can actually predict it that far out. It's already getting its act together, and it is looking strong.
Yes, it is. I mean, I'm talking about, you started seeing a lot more cooler temps going to, for us, for over like middle of next week. So we're going to see a lot more 80s. I'm definitely going to be looking forward to it because I don't want to be sweating as much as I've seen the past couple of days. But we're going to take out the alley with our first local for today.
Well, thank you, Jay. Unfortunately, we are not going to be seeing those cooler temperatures yet, but this is one of my favorite graphics, so I do want to kind of explain this one to you. So basically, this is our 24-hour temperature change. So we started off over there at 83 degrees yesterday, and then our temperatures were dropping. I can't really say they got too much cooler because we only got down to 74, but then today, as that sun came up, we did rise on all the way up to 89 degrees, and we are going to dip a little bit tonight, but again, not too cool. We'll still be in the mid-80s. For our current conditions, like I said, mid-80s. We're at 85 here in Tallahassee. You see those clouds outside, and that dew point is at 75 degrees. So as those get closer, as the dew point gets closer to our actual temperature, we're going to be feeling nice and muggy, and I'm sure you guys can see that as you look at that rain just coming down for tonight. But around our region, we're at 85 in Tallahassee, pretty much the same story in those mid-80s. We have 91 up in Thomasville, 84 in Carabel, and 87 in Apalachicola. And for our dew points, like I said, this is a measure of how much moisture is in the air. So as these numbers get closer to our temperature numbers, we're going to be feeling those muggy conditions. 75 here in Tallahassee, 74 in St. Marks, 73 up in Bainbridge, and just slightly lower over there in Valdosta there at 68 for the dew point. For our radar, again, those are those are the showers, that's the moisture. So around the area, we can see these little showers just coming in and moving through the area. So don't forget that umbrella if you are going out, you know, rather be safe than sorry. So there's definitely rain for the moment. Our futurecast, though, we have this high pressure off the coast of Florida, and that is bringing clockwise flow. So we saw some rain over in Jacksonville today, but for now the air is coming from the Gulf, bringing us a nice muggy air, giving us thunderstorms in our area, and unfortunately that is going to be the trend for the next couple days. Tonight's forecast, 72, another muggy night, and of course that patchy fog that we've already heard about today. For tomorrow's forecast, 92. We are still going to see those thunderstorms, so we might have some sun, but don't leave that house without the umbrella, because you will definitely need it. So definitely be prepared for that. And finally, we will take a look at the next 7 days. You know, pretty much the same story. We do see those thunderstorms with highs in 90, 91, 92, and our lows are pretty consistent at 73, 74. I know you guys are hoping to have a good game day. There'll be some pretty good tailgating sun, but as for the game, don't forget that poncho because there's a good chance you will need it. But for now, we're going to send it over to Zach.
Allie, thank you so much. Great local guys. But we're going to look at the southeast. There we go. I kind of shrunk a little bit. Southeast, we're looking at the 80s and 90s and some storms across the region. It was a very wet day across the southeast, and that's thanks to this great southerly flow, southeasterly flow for us here in the Big Bend. Elsewhere, closer to New Orleans, was getting more of a southwesterly flow, and that's going to continue to fuel our rain chances starting tomorrow. Here's the indicator for the rain chances, the dew points. We're looking at 70s across the board, 75 in Talley, 72 in Atlanta, 71 in Montgomery, but 66 in Tupelo. So it is still a possibility that we could see those 60s creep into our forecast overnight, but then they're going to go back up tomorrow. We're looking at those muggy conditions continuing into next week. Our satellite and radar is indicating all that rainfall we're showing you. The high pressure is off the coast, began to push off, but that's what brought in this wave of moisture into the Jacksonville region and the First Coast earlier this morning. Here in the Big Bend, we begin to see those clouds increase as the day went on, and we saw some more moisture into the area. Montgomery really getting hit hard with some more moderate rainfall. A severe thunderstorm warning is out in effect in the state of Georgia right now. But besides that, nothing strong, nothing severe across our neck of the woods. The southeast still getting drenched in that rainfall. Today we did reach a high temperature of 92, nothing like what we saw this summer when I was here. We were looking at those temps reaching over the century mark. So nothing in our neck of the woods in the 90s, or excuse me, in the 100s, nor those feel like temperatures anywhere close to it. Our future class showing you that the rainfall is not going anywhere. Not for the state of Florida, not for the southeast in general. We're watching another little wave of moisture begin to push across our region, starting a little more tomorrow, and more rainfall from the Gulf affecting us this weekend. Your game day, could it be a washout? Probably not a washout, but it is going to be wet, and probably in the afternoon to evening hours. So just take a light jacket. And remember, umbrella is not allowed in the stadium. Beach or boating tomorrow. 5 knots is your wind. Waves are 1 foot or less, your protected waters. They will be smooth. It will get a little choppy as you hit a few storms. Beach, we're looking at southwest 5 to 10. And then tonight, 70s across the board. And then tomorrow, here's our temperatures for tomorrow. We are looking at some 90s across the area. 92 in Talley, 94 in Montgomery. That rain chance going to continue on for the next few days, Jay.
Yeah, I saw a lot of scattered showers in your forecast. But we're going to take a look a little bit of weather history about what happened in the past couple of years ago. So we're going to take over in Minneapolis, Minnesota. In 1941, there was a tornado that caused almost $450,000 in damage.
You know, you don't hear about big-sized tornadoes like that, especially that far north.
No, that's why it's weather history. That's why it's notable.
Weather history, it's the best segment of the show.
Of course, always. And in Arizona, in 1978, they had the greatest natural disaster for Arizona. They had rains that, for central Arizona, causing a lot of rivers to flood over and causing 30 to 40 foot waves, washing out cars and buildings.
Wow.
And for much of California, we're going to see a little more rain back in September, but we'll take over to John for more about that.
John, what's going on?
And actually there is some rain in the forecast across the southwestern United States. We saw Dolly move into Mexico yesterday in the last couple days, spreading moisture up into Texas, and this is all going to feed up into the southwest, and you can see some of that moisture working into eastern Arizona and into southwestern New Mexico as well. And there's actually a hurricane well off the coast of southwestern Mexico that could bring some moisture up into California, which would be very well welcomed there, where they are well below average for rainfall for this time of year. The southeast, we're talking about moisture and heat across the southeast and also across much of the south central part of the country. 97 right now in Dallas. The cool weather, if you're heading there, is Billings, where they're in the 50s and 60s, and some of these places could actually see some frost over the next couple of days. There is a cold front comes down the central plains and could cool things down by 10 to 20 degrees. Here across the home area, we're talking about, again, light winds and some showers and storms across the Florida Panhandle, moving up into the southeast, and some clouds also pushing into Texas from the remnants of Dolly over the last couple of days. Across the Midwest, a line of showers moving through the Chicagoland area, and another one pushing in just into the Wausau area and over into the Great Lakes. That's going to head off into Canada during the overnight hours and into tomorrow morning. Again, heading off towards the southwest, here's some more showers and storms across the southwest if you're heading in that direction. And here's a quick look at that hurricane off the southwestern coast of Mexico. This is going to push off towards the northwest over the next couple of days. And again, it could bring some moisture to southern California and into Mexico. And we're actually going to push right through that hurricane forecast because I already told you what it's going to be. But tonight's forecast, 85 degrees in Phoenix overnight, very warm across much of the south right now, with 75 in southern Texas, 94 in San Antonio, and similar temperatures here over the next couple of days and all the way through the next work week as we head through the third week of class here at FSU. And we're talking about 70s for lows each and every night. So showers are going to stick around as well. And I hear we've got a little bit more on the local forecasts. Jay?
Yes, we do. For today's almanac, we're going to start off right there. 92 degrees was today's high. 74 was the low. Because of the showers that's in the area, we didn't feel that much. It more like feel like 92. For the average, 90 and 71 respectively. But for the record, 99 degrees. Again, that's quite hot. And we've seen a couple of feel like temperatures like that last week. Today's high temperatures for today was 92 in Tallahassee, 95 in Bainbridge, 92 in Mariana. So again, a lot more upper 90s for most of Bainbridge and Valdosta, but lower 90s for all the high temperatures up in Tallahassee. Currently though, it's 85 degrees, it is mostly cloudy skies. We are seeing a couple more showers starting to move ways out the area. So again, stay tuned to us because Star will be in the area for the next couple of hours. Currently, it's 85 degrees in Tallahassee, 88 in Monticello, 88 in St. Mark's. So you're starting to see a lot more upper 80s, upper 80s and upper 70s for most of the Panhandle. Current dew points, it's not going to be as sticky and muggy because the rain moved out the area because all the scattered showers that moved out as well. So you're already 75 in Tallahassee and 74 St. Mark's for the current dew points. Now we'll take a look at satellite radar. Like I said before, all the scattered showers are moving out Tallahassee area, but for most of the southeast, you are seeing a lot more scattered showers just still accumulating all across the southeast. We're going to take a look at our futurecast. We're going to see this high start really ramping up all the scattered showers, which I was talking about earlier. When we see going into tonight and going tomorrow, the high pressure starts moving way out the area, and you're going to see a lot more thunderstorms going into Friday morning and Friday afternoon. So it's going to be quite muggy conditions later on. For Friday, if you have classes on Friday at 8, I recommend taking an umbrella just in case. And Saturday will be just the same too. Unfortunately, for game day, we will see a lot more scattered showers in the area. But again, you can't bring umbrellas in the stadium, so make sure you have the ponchos handy. For tonight's forecast, it's going to be 20% chance of rain while scattered showers moving its way out the area. 72 in Tallahassee, 72 in Monticello, 72 in Quincy, so lower 70s for tonight. Going to tomorrow, it's going to be 50% chance. It's going to be a calm wind, so it'll be a great day for a lot more sailboating. But again, with the rain in the area, I wouldn't recommend it as much. 92 degrees in Tallahassee, 91 in Monticello, 92 in Quincy. So again, lower 90s, upper 80s for tomorrow. So it's not going to be as hot as we've seen the past couple of days. But again, it's going to be quite hot because of all the rain and a lot more sun in the morning. For the Sunday forecast, you are seeing a lot more rain chances going Friday and Saturday. Unfortunately for game day, we're going to see a lot more rain, unfortunately. So again, make sure you have the ponchos handy for the game at 7 o'clock on Saturday. Going for the next couple of days, you are seeing a lot more rain going in Monday and Tuesday, but lower 90s and low 70s for Monday and Tuesday means a lot more cooler weather. Let's take it over back to the desk with Allie and Zach.
Jay, thank you very much. Great local. That forecast's not looking so hot, though.
No, unfortunately, I'm not looking forward to that rain.
No, and you know who else isn't looking forward to the rain? The people in Baja California over there in Mexico. We were looking at another hurricane.
Yeah, right there. It's right there hugging the coast, and you know it's not too strong, but still, it's a Category 1, and that's enough to do some damage.
It is. Hurricane Norbert is sitting there at a Category 1, as Allie said, a 90-mile-per-hour hurricane. It is at its peak, though, so that is some good news because we've seen quite a few major hurricanes spawn up in the Pacific this year.
Of course, and you know, hopefully within the next 3 days it will start to diminish and not cause too much damage, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Wait and see. The forecast is looking good, though. It looks like it will diminish, and tropical storm warnings are up for Baja, but it looks overall it will stay off the coast, just bringing a little more of that rainfall.
Of course, yeah. So, I mean, I guess for us, we'll take it to around Florida. Like we said, there are plenty of clouds, still nice and hot all around Florida. You can see in Tampa, they're sitting at 79 degrees. Orlando, not too much different. They're over there at 76, but they are still feeling the clouds. So, of course, nice 80 degrees, but that is for right now. So we will go ahead and look at our wind direction and wind speed. Around Florida, it's very, very light right now. Not too much going on, 8 miles per hour in Miami. Just coming in from the coast a little bit, but we'll look at our water vapor, and like our stories have all been revolving around is this moisture in the atmosphere. So you can see these spots where we have plenty of moisture bringing in all of those showers and those thunderstorms. That has been the bulk of our show tonight, so definitely lots of moisture in the atmosphere. As we look at our satellite and radar, you can see we do have some color off the coast, so that hasn't been affecting us as of now, but as we move a little bit forward in time, you can see it just come on in to the coast of Florida, bringing us those clouds and bringing us those showers. So we have been feeling nice and wet around Florida throughout the day, and that will be the trend as we move on into the weekend. So unfortunately, we're going to have to deal with those showers for now. But we will go ahead and move on for tonight's forecast. Oops, you guys missed it. But tonight's forecast is not too bad. And our temperatures are still going to be fairly warm, but there are going to be clouds and rain in the area. For Friday's forecast, though, it's going to be hot again as that sun comes out. We're going to see plenty of clouds because of all of that moisture in the atmosphere. So there's going to be clouds and rain, so don't forget those umbrellas. We're thinking about 92 up there in Jacksonville, 94 in Orlando, 92 in Tampa. So 90s, it's going to be nice and hot around Florida. There is going to be a little bit of sun during the day, but as the day moves on and those clouds start to come in, so will the rain. So unfortunately, you know, that is the story. There's going to be lots of rain, and don't forget those umbrellas as you go out for tomorrow. And for our current temperatures around the region, I know we've been talking a lot about what's going on land, but how about that water? So here are our sea surface temperatures. You can see the Gulf is nice and warm at 87 degrees, pretty much at all of our points, just a tad cooler around Pensacola there at 86. So nice warm Gulf water if you are heading out to the beach. I don't know how that rain is gonna accommodate you, but the water sure will be warm. And you can look over to the coast, you do see in the Atlantic 85, so that is also fairly consistent, nice warm water over there as well. So we have some nice warm water, but unfortunately the beach does not look like a great plan for this weekend. So we are going to take it over to John.
Ladies and gentlemen, come on in. If you have not been watching us so far and you've just been listening, it's time for a little bit of weather knowledge here at 4FSU. Today we're going to talk about the dew point, and Allie talked about the very warm Gulf of Mexico temperatures. That's our source of moisture for much of the year. And most of the year we see those temperatures in the Gulf ranging well over 80 degrees, which it brings in a lot of moisture with those southerly winds. And we also see a lot of moisture, and this is how we look at it. This is something called the dew point. And I'll get to exactly what that is in a second. But first, this is how we rank the dew point. Normally this time of year we see temperatures, dew point temperatures in the 70s, which is generally what makes the air very sticky outside and sometimes oppressive or even miserable if it gets very muggy outside. So what exactly is the dew point? The dew point is the temperature at which moisture condenses out of the air. So in the morning you see that dew on the grass. The actual temperature has dropped all the way down to this magical dew point temperature and has started to leak moisture, so to speak. And that's when we start to get the moisture on the cars and that sort of thing. Those dew points right now in the mid-70s here in Tallahassee, and a little bit drier are starting to work into the northern areas up into Alabama and Georgia, with the dew points there into the lower 70s. So how exactly is dew point measured? Here's the tool that we look at for measuring the dew point. It's called a sling psychrometer. It's called a sling psychrometer because we start to sling a tool around, and as you can see, there is a cloth on one of the thermometers here. You can see two different thermometers, one here and one here. The first one measures the actual temperature outside, so the mid-90s here in Tallahassee right about now. And the bottom one measures what is thought of as the temperature, just like when you step out of a pool or a shower, it gets a little bit cold, and that's because evaporation is removing moisture from your body and is actually making you very cold or cooler. And that's what measures that. And then we take some fancy math and turn that into the dew point. And we also turn it into the humidity outside through some math. And the dew point is actually a better measurement of moisture in the atmosphere right outside your door. This is the dew point over the last couple of days. And again, the dew point, except for this one afternoon yesterday, I think, and most of this is in the mid-70s, so it's been oppressive outside. The humidity, though, jumps around a lot more. It gets much higher, just like in thunderstorms, which we saw on Tuesday night with 100% humidity. And then during the afternoon hours, when it gets very hot, the air can hold a little bit more moisture, and you see that humidity drop down into the 30 and 40% range during the afternoon. So what do you wear outside with this humidity around? Well, light shirts, light shorts, and some light colored clothing because that reflects the humidity and the heat as well. It'll make you a lot more cool if you're heading out to the game at 7:30 on Saturday here at Doak Campbell Stadium. Now, Zach, I hear you have a couple more news facts here for us in the weather department.
I do, and one of those news facts is I'm wearing a garnet shirt, not a gold shirt, John. I'm just playing with you. Garnet or gold works. Garnet or gold works.
Of course, yeah.
But let's get back to the weather. Francis.
Right, of course, 10 years ago today.
Yes, Hurricane Francis, 10 years ago today, hit Florida over near Hutchinson Island, over near West Palm Beach area, and it took quite a swath across the state of Florida.
It did. I think we all felt it. I mean, I still can't believe it was 10 years ago, but I remember every part of it. So.
And it moved across the mainland. It even affected here in the Big Bend. I've never lived in Florida, so these hurricane things, they always get me kind of excited to talk about. But it did hit here in the Big Bend as a 60-mile-an-hour tropical storm, so still a pretty big storm.
Yeah, that is a big storm. I mean, definitely brought a lot of damage, so it was a big one.
Exactly. But we're going to send it out back to John for the final local. John.
No hurricanes in the Gulf of Mexico right now. Just a few clouds passing through with a couple of isolated showers. If you're heading out there for maybe a trip to the beach down on St. George Island, today might be the day to do it before sunset, and tomorrow will be great as well, but the moisture will be on the increase over the next couple of days. Some showers moving through Leon County and northern Wakulla County near Woodville, towards Quincy and Midway as well. These are all pushing off towards the north and west, bringing in, again, that moisture from the Gulf, which is creating some of these showers out there across the Big Bend area. 85 degrees right now with some of those clouds passing through. The wind is out of the north, and that's from an actual shower that is passing by the airport right now, some isolated north winds if you're lucky there. Down on the Gulf, 88 in St. Mark's right now, much warmer where they're not getting some of that cooling effect of the clouds up in Thomasville, in Valdosta where it's 91 degrees right now. Again, winds off the Gulf for most of us here, 6 miles an hour in St. Mark's, 5 to 10 just about everywhere, with Tallahassee the only place recording those northerly winds coming off that thunderstorm. Around the area, we're looking like speckled thunderstorms across the area, and then an organized sea breeze coming in along the west coast of Florida here from right around Cross City down towards the Tampa Bay area. And that's going to bring in some storms through the afternoon hours and into the evening. Most of the wind is coming from that high pressure just parked off the coast of the first coast of Florida. That's bringing in southerly winds, and that's going to continue. We're going to see some thunderstorms into the evening hours and possibly even into the overnight hours, and we're going to do the whole thing all over again tomorrow in each of the next couple of days. Rain chances due to a tropical wave will be increasing along with that dew point, creating very muggy conditions and a couple of rain showers each and every afternoon, again with increasing rain chances as we head into the game day forecast into Sunday and Monday. Tonight, though, we're looking at 72 degrees for a low. A couple of showers passing through, probably ending by 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Because of that added moisture, we could have a couple batches of fog out in some of those suburban areas and some of those rural areas along that southeast wind at 5 miles an hour. 50% chance of showers and storms tomorrow afternoon, again during the afternoon into the rush hour. We'll head all the way up to 92 degrees, but I'm going to let you know it feels great. This 92, I normally complain about it being from Central Florida where it doesn't get much above that, but it has been very warm here, very warm summer here in Tallahassee. For the next 7 days, again, storms each and every day, 92 degrees Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then low to mid 70s during the morning hours. Now, do you guys have a better game day forecast?
Game day forecast. Well, it's going to be the same forecast for everyone, John, but you know what? The events will not be the same for everybody. I, for example, am getting up kind of early, going out and getting me a tailgating spot because I do live off campus, but I'm going to come on campus very early, tailgate the day away, watch a few games, and then go to the game. What about you?
Of course, it sounds good to me. I mean, that sun will be out in the afternoon, so we should definitely take advantage of it before we start seeing that rain and those showers. So
exactly.
We're going to have a nice tailgating afternoon.
Nice tailgate for the game, maybe a little shaky. We'll be watching the rainfall, especially we'll keep you updated tomorrow on our show with an updated game day forecast. But one quick last look at that 7-day. Still pretty warm out there, Allie.
Definitely warm, definitely showers, and I mean, even those lows are not too low.
Not too low. We're sitting in the 70s, 91, 92 for practically all week in thunderstorms. But you still want to watch us, you still want to follow us, go to Facebook, FSU Weather, Twitter, FSU Weather. We've got the same account handle, so you can always find us. And even on live stream, FSU Weather. We're all about FSU Weather here at FSU Weather. But until next time, I'm student meteorologist Zach Covey.
And I'm student meteorologist Allie Brannon.
We hope you have a great rest of your Thursday afternoon and evening. Stay safe, FSU. It was a good show.